Just your evaluation of the offensive line so far in the fall camp, what you've liked, what maybe you want to see improve?
Sure. It's a really fun group to coach. The couple guys, Brock and Christian, they've done a great job since we've been here, setting the standard on how we work day to day. And that's what I challenge the guys on is really their consistency and their effort and their finish and just working, right? It's a tough position, probably one of the toughest to play, on the football field. And I really love the way those two strain and help us finish, and then really set the standard and just working. It's not easy, and they've done a great job of leading the whole group as we've got through, these first 8-9 practices. We're working hard. We're straining for consistency every day. That's what we talk a lot about. So,
just within that leadership, where have you maybe seen Brock grow as a vocal leader from when you first got here back in January to where he is now?
Yeah, I think he's really grown in terms of knowing when he's got to step up, right? Shoot, okay, we lack a little juice and energy on the field to start a practice, for instance. Okay, boom. All right, Brock feels it. Okay, hey, guys, we got to go here. He's talking not just to our group, right, before we break to go to a team setting. He's getting these guys going as an offense, and he's just got a good feel, I think, is what's really evolved. And, okay, when do I got to, step up? Because, it's when he talks, people listen, and I think that's really the thing that's impressive with him and his leadership growth is continuing to know when we got to go on that. So yeah.
When you look at left tackle and just kind of the battle there between Tripp and Jaylen Caldwell, just what have you seen out of those guys, and kind of where are your thoughts on where that's at now with about a week to go in fall camp?
Yeah, both of them really coachable, really coachable, and they're fun to coach, and they're competitive, and that's the things we talk about in our room is competing every day and being consistent every day, and they embody that. Both of them, work their tails off. They come out early. They stay late. Extra meetings, everything they're competing, right? And they're living our standard in the room of that competition and then striving for consistency every day. So they're doing a great job, both of them.
We just talked to Ashton, and I asked him about your coaching style and what he likes about that. And the first word he said was intense. Yeah. How do you is that about right, or how does that kind of figure into how you do things?
Yeah, I'd say I'm intense. I think the reason I got in this job is I'm just passionate about watching guys get better and grow, right? And I think I wear that on my sleeve a lot. And the thing, I would say it comes off as intense, but hey, I watch a guy go do a really good thing. I'm gonna chase him down and I'm gonna show him he did a good thing. If he messes up, it's gonna be really the same thing. So I strive for consistency. I try to live that same message in that. But yeah, I'm a passionate guy when it comes to offensive line play, trying to get and working with our group makes it fun because you see guys grow and get better every day, and that's what it's exciting about that.
Another battle at right guard with Noah and AJ. I saw Noah out there running with the first group today. What's kind of the status of that rotation and with those guys? We're still competing.
They both know it, and we're just rotating them really between days, team series, live opportunities. Like I said, it's similar to our left tackle battle, right? And what's going on at left tackle and our really amongst our whole offense line, right? We sat and met the first meeting of fall camp. We said, hey guys, we're competing. It's across the board, right? Across the board, and they get to change that every day with their opportunity. And really all of those guys in the room are doing that, and those two especially, yeah.
I was going to ask about Jaylen. It's not every day that a guy makes a jump from D2 to D1. Yeah. What was the thought process in getting him out of Grand Valley State, and what was that process like?
Yeah, man. I've coached at every level of college football. I've been fortunate. And good football is good football. And you watch a good player on tape, and it carries over. And we started meeting. We got to know him through the recruiting process, really loved his personality, knew he was going to come be a worker, and it really helped us make that decision on that.
Coach, yesterday Coach Rogers called Brock and Christian an asset, in not only helping the team, but also helping you guys as a staff transition over. Just how much would you agree with that, and just how much have they been crucial for you?
Totally agree. You learn in coaching, the older guys get, you find those mature guys that know how to work, that know that, you explain the expectations once and they get it, and then they help you embody them, and that's what those two have done for us. They've been rocks for us from the first couple phone calls I had with them. So they've been huge assets for us.
from spring practice to now, did you see the run blocking, pass blocking, which was maybe ahead, and which one you still got to work on?
I think every day we're trying to get better, obviously, right? It's fun to coach to go from the spring to fall now because you're coaching different things, right? In the spring, you're kind of teaching the scheme and what this is supposed to look like, and now as you get into the fall, all right, we're making different corrections because we're always going to keep getting better, right? That's our message in our room. But now we're getting better on different things than we were necessarily what we saw in the spring. So that's been exciting for us because we're trending, right? We're getting again living what we are, consistency and competing, right? They're competing individually to get better every day, and it's fun for us to coach because now we're on to the football 200 level at times, right? So that's what makes it exciting for us. Yeah.
What is it like collaborating with an 11-year NFL vet? And how would you describe Mike as a coach, colleague, in person?
Man, we couldn't be more lucky to have Mike Upati here. Great human being, and he's very. His wealth of knowledge is such an asset to us, to me, to our guys. Like I said, I can't say enough about him as a human, and I can't say enough about him as an offensive line coach. Right? We bounce ideas off us daily. We talk everything, and he's tremendously made an impact on this offensive line room, and me as a coach too.
When did you realize that he was going to be part of the staff? Was there a prior relationship, and kind of how did that all come about?
Coach Rogers came to me one day, like, "Hey, I think I got a guy that could be our assistant, and I want you to talk to him." And he gave me the name, like, "Oh, this is big time," and called him. And you could just feel the chemistry from the jump. All right, you could feel not the chemistry, but just who the guy was, who the person was. And I was like, okay, this is going to be a guy that's really going to help us. And it's been that and more for us. Yeah.
Have you kind of seen him at work, and obviously a lot of benefits, I imagine, but what do those benefits look like day to day?
Yeah, he does a great job with our young guys. He's a big key in helping our young guys develop. He spent between our young guys and then our extra meetings with our old guys, helping give our fifth-year guys, what do I have to do to get to the next level of experience, right? Shedding some knowledge on that and helping those guys from top to bottom. Really, he's impacted the whole room, I would say.
It's maybe a little off topic, but you have a couple more married men a part of the O-line.
Yeah.
I guess, what does that look like in terms of their maturity and just how they show up?
Yeah.
And is there kind of a change in demeanor that you notice?
It says a lot. It is that. It's a mature group, right? Christian and Brock, and now Johnny. No, Christian's not married yet, but Johnny and Brock being married. They go about their way in a very pro-like manner, right? And that's awesome. It's great for our young guys to see how we operate, how those guys operate, because that's the standard. They're living that standard, really, as we go with that thing. So it's neat to see, and it's helped the whole room actually with how they go about their business. So.